What'd he say?
Oh, he said he'll be there in 5 minutes. That's what it is.
Oh, he said he's logging on now.
Kevin, you want to come down? I got you a suite if you want to come down
When?
on the
Recording, by the way.
22nd.
Hey, Ken, I'm recording, by the way, just in case.
Oh, okay.
Welcome to the Misery Loves Football Off-Season Rackham podcast. I'm your host, Chad Anthony Zumach. With me is my co-host, Ken Mosca. Ken, how are you?
Doing very well, Chad. Good to see you.
We got two very special guests today, returning guests from that show he did with Jeff Ross in the park, Kevin Brennan.
Tompkins Square Park.
Yeah. That's what it was called?
Yeah. I think it was called live. Maybe it was live. No, it wasn't live. It was comedy from the square. Maybe something dumb.
It looked like you and Jeff got along back then.
We were always pretty tight until he started raping people, and then I had to fall off a little bit.
You had a problem?
I never liked him. We were never tight. I never liked him.
Mm.
He was a creepy
He's coming
dude.
down here in August.
Yeah, he's a creepy dude.
I wish I could date a 15-year-old and get a lot of work. Gino Bisconte will be joining us from Compound Media's In Hot Water momentarily. He's having technical issues. Are you wearing a Gino headband, Ken?
I am wearing a Gino headband and a Kevin Brennan shirt. Got my short sleeve Kevin Brennan shirt on.
Where's your
It
Opie
is
stuff?
hot.
Yeah, where's Opie
that's
Radio?
I have my Opie stuff. I got my Kumia stuff. I got my Stanhope stuff. My Zumach stuff. My Bartnick stuff. Got a lot of Brennan stuff.
Yeah, where's Joe Bartnick?
I haven't spoken to him. I know he did a show with Bill Burr recently.
Stancil shirt.
Bill Burr. We're coming out of the gates hot.
Oh, we're on the air. You have to take this out.
I don't know how to do that stuff.
So this is what they're gonna listen to.
Hey, there's no podcast this week or radio show, so this is the best they're gonna get.
Just give them garbage.
Yeah, pumping out garbage.
Man, just listen to old stuff. Got to go back to the old stuff to listen to anything.
I'm gonna call Gino again just to annoy him.
Just to annoy him.
Your call has been forwarded.
He picks up when I call.
It's disrespectful.
He must have you blocked.
He might. We'll find out in a second. We had a tiff there for a second.
Oh yeah.
He was going around talking shit. Hey, did any of you guys watch the match with Tom Brady and Aaron Rodgers, that golfing thing on TNT?
I'm happy to say I didn't watch 1 second of it.
Wow.
Did you guys see Drake rented out Dodger Stadium for a date?
He needs his ass kicked.
And she's actually LeBron's son's teammate's mom.
Oh yeah, he went to one of LeBron's games.
His son's Bronny's game.
Yeah, he went with LeBron, so
that's where he met her.
He's probably going to pick up moms.
But she's 40, and but you imagine he just plays these women. He's like kind of a genius. He brings them to Dodger Stadium. They fall head over heels, and then he's like, whatever, this is how I do it. So he like wines and dines them. He took him to an empty Dodger Stadium. He rented out the stadium, or they gave it to him, or whatever. And she's probably like, oh, he really likes me, but he's probably like, whatever, bitch.
He's probably just doing it for because he knows it's going to get some TMZ coverage.
Yeah, and also it's just like, and then she's probably like, she probably ghosts her, and then she's like, "What'd I do? Did I not order right? What'd I do?" That's
you see LeBron.
That's the thing they
LeBron
play you.
You see LeBron scream at the public address announcer at his son's basketball game.
He's so obnoxious. Just sit down. Like, Kevin, when you see your kid play, are you running up and down the sidelines, or are you just like watching like a parent?
Yeah.
He like always
No,
wants the attention.
I get in a fight with everybody. Today I was riding my bike through Hoboken and some woman, like there was like, cops, they all block the street so they can have a conversation. There were 3 cop cars, 2 on the right side, 1 on the left side of the street. So it was kind of like, wasn't a lot of room. So anyway, I was trying to go through there and some lady was like kind of going through and I was like, just let me go or you go. Don't just fucking tailgate me. So then I like stop and then she stops. I'm like, what are you doing, you cunt? And then she's like waving me go after she starts yelling at me, but I can't hear because her window's closed. As I'm passing the cop, I see his windows open. So he heard me call the lady a cunt, which is not illegal. And then he goes, hey, that's not nice. I go, yeah, good job with the blocking the street, guys. Good job. So I was off to a good start. I was kind of hoping they would pull me over just so I could get it on my phone, go viral.
Would have been something if that lady was there that gave you that ticket that time.
Wow. Yeah, these are all dudes.
Were you
That's what
videotaping?
dudes- No, I would have if the guy pulled me over. I would have. That's the first thing I would have done is take my phone out and said, "Let's go. Let's do this. Give me something I can go viral with."
Is Gino frozen?
Yeah, I'll be there in 5 minutes. On 5 o'clock.
I can't hear.
And how are you, buddy?
We can't hear anything.
Gino,
What can you hear?
Dude, your audio sounds awful.
Guys, I'm telling you right now, I am in the exact same spot I did a podcast in yesterday.
It's you, dude. I don't know what to say. It's all you.
Hold on.
This is terrible.
Your call has been.
I'm cutting them loose. You had the whole pandemic to get fucking internet, everything ready to go.
Is he at home?
I wouldn't know.
Your call has been forwarded to an automated voice.
looks like he's home.
No, that's not his house.
Is not available. At the tone, please record your message. When you've finished recording, you may hang up or press 1 for more options.
Gino, why do you hate us? Gino, why do you hate us? You're coming late and then you're all garbled and you act like it's our fault. Why do you
Yeah.
hate us?
Never happens in hot water or gum Fridays.
My
Why'd
thing
you
is,
even ask him? Gino's garbage.
he always wants to come on. He likes the football show. And I knew he was off Compound Media this week, so I thought he'd be a good guest. And plus, Ken loves him because he's Compound Kenny.
Compound Cuck Kenny. I think that's the new one.
Who came up-
Compound Cuck Kenny.
Who came up with that?
I don't know. One of your friends on Patreon.
Why do you read the comments? Who gives a shit?
Oh, it's funny as hell. Oh, I don't care. What the fuck? Who am I? I ain't nobody. Let them. They fucking, if it bothers them. Keyboard warriors. That's what they are. Keyboard warriors. I couldn't give a rat's ass. To me, it's funny.
Here's that.
Dallas at Chargers, week 2.
It's Drake's chick. Never mind.
Her head's too big. I saw the picture and her head, I think she's got fake tits or like tits are bigger than her head or something. I don't know. It's not a good look.
Yeah, her head's small. Like there it is. Here's a better photo. Like her head's smaller than
Like
her
a-
body.
It's like a Beetlejuice head.
Yeah, she's got like a little head and then everything else is big. So I don't know if that works for Drake. Doesn't work for me necessarily. But Gino's on now.
Who knows?
Take two, gentlemen.
See, there you go. Now, I guess that you look fine now. You sound
It
fine.
was I must have needed to reboot my laptop. I apologize. Sorry. Well, you sent me the link. It's my fault. Let's go. Hey guys, how are you?
I take back what I said
Gino.
about Gino just a minute ago.
What did you say a minute ago, buddy?
I just
I'm
said
sure it
you're-
was something cheerful and complimentary.
Yeah, I said you're garbage.
Okay, well then it was spot on more than the other things.
So are you getting paid vacation now that you're at Compound Media?
No.
Gino, what happened with your iHeart show?
Oh, well, let's go one rumor at a time. Why don't you tell me what happened to me at the beach?
What happened? What?
I heard you. Did you like the gig I did at Dewey Beach?
Dewey Beach.
I guess that's a rumor Matt Mead told me in our conversation. The sports sheet. I used to do a sports sheet for iHeartRadio. I don't do it anymore.
Yeah, but didn't you do it for a long time?
I did it for 6.5 wonderful years, and then the left started politicizing sports, and I couldn't ignore it. Not like I'm like I can't ignore this. I'm just used to covering the big stories on ESPN, and the big stories on ESPN had become, oh my God, get vaccinated and Black Lives Matter, and do you know the WNBA is kneeling during the fucking anthem? And I would weigh in, and the last straw was when LeBron went to that tequila rollout and didn't, and then he was what did they say? He was out of protocol with the NBA, but he didn't get fined or anything. And then a couple days later, a white guy did. And when I said this is going to be a problem for the left and he's not vaccinated, they're like, you can't do that. The president of iHeartRadio wants everyone vaccinated. And I'm like, I didn't realize we worked for a doctor. So then they fucking let me go, which is fine because it wasn't fun anymore. I don't do stuff that's not fun.
Tell the story about being fired on air.
Oh, wait, you got to subscribe to In Hot Water like Ken Mosca does, and you'll see it. They called up and they're like, look, the sheet
Compound cuck.
Compound cuck. And they basically said, look, the sheet has run its course. And I love that it happened on air because if you watch it, you can see like a day doesn't go by. Something doesn't pop by on the top of my ESPN feed. I'm thinking of taking it off my phone where I'm like, thank God I don't have to deal with this horse shit anymore. You know what I mean? But they're like, the sheet has run its course. And look, we've all been fired from gigs. And that my immediate reaction, you see it if you watch the show. Ken, was it not? It was relief. I said, oh, look, thanks so much. The past 6.5 years have been incredible. Can't thank you guys enough. They're like, maybe we'll do something down the road. I'm like, maybe we will. Either way, I can't thank you guys enough. And that was that. It was fucking great. You got to
Called you. Who called you?
The president of the guy that runs, it's not iHeartRadio. We were contractors. So I worked for a thing called Dr. Dave's Ultimate Prep. And I had my own thing called Gino Sports Sheet. So I worked for him. So Dr. Dave and his right-hand man, this guy, Dan, who are still very good friends of mine, they called me. It was fun.
Yeah, the head of iHeartRadio, the president's Darren Davis.
Did you lose a lot of money?
Who's the VP? About 70K a year. Who's the VP? Because I didn't ring the top of the bell, Chad. I got the
70K a
second
year.
rung up. It was the VP that said, why is this guy writing anti-vax articles the week we're trying to launch a vaccine campaign?
Paul McNichol?
That must have been him. I'm just told it got up to the VP and he's like, this guy's got to go.
Well, I mean, look what ESPN's doing right now. I mean, they're trying to out-woke each other. And Rachel Nichols and that black reporter.
Oh, she got fired. I heard the last show was she was rumored to have fucked Butler.
Who? Rachel Nichols?
She was rumored to have fucked. Why can't I think of his first name? He was a Sixer forever.
Oh, Jimmy Butler?
Thank you. She was rumored to have fucked Jimmy Butler in the bubble last year. I'm like, Jesus Christ, she should fuck Ben Simmons. Butler just fucking, changed his whole game.
Rachel Nichols is Mike Nichols. Her father-in-law is Mike Nichols.
And Diane
let's
Sawyer.
face it. If
Huh?
Diane Sawyers are like.
No, but she acts like she climbed her way like through the mud and the slop to get to where she is.
No one climbed their way through the mud. Who? No one did. You don't climb their way through the mud and the slop. Jeremy Schaap, Cosell's kid. Stop it. That's Sable's kid. Sports reporting is a notch below regular reporting, which is a fucking abortion. There's, let me
Which
tell
is all, they're all below
Yes, and
professional
in hot water.
pedophilia.
I'm as much of a fucking, as much a political commentator and interviewer as
I like that you're a good listener, Gino.
the Meet the Press guy.
How about that Peter Vesey? He's a real douche.
I don't even know who that guy is.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah, you do. You know Pete Vesey, columnist.
Jesse.
He
I
was
just like when women fight, especially when one is black.
Well, if
You can't win against a black woman. You can't win because they just give that and they do the neck roll, and then you can't win. So there's no point.
It's so funny because she wants Stephen A. Smith money now, and I've never
yeah,
even
the
heard of
black
this
chick,
chick.
and she's gonna get it just because of what happened. Is that?
No,
what-
she won't get it. They're not going to give. She doesn't bring anything. She's a host. She does nothing. She has
who
no
brings
opinion.
anything? Tell me one announcer. And
Stephen A. Smith brings something.
One
They
announcer.
just named it, you stupid idiot. You are
Who?
garbage. He just literally named it. She wants Stephen A. Smith money because Stephen A. Smith brings it. The guy works every day.
Okay, let me tell you something. Obviously, you're that guy, Kevin. I should go and look.
I'm that guy.
I'm going to mute my mic and listen to you because you just said chapter and verse. Stephen A. Smith brings it. You're fucking stupid. You're stupid. He brings nothing. But I'll tell you,
No, because you said it because you're
he brings
racist.
it to the
and
stupid
you hate
people.
black
I'm not
people.
going to be Kevin Brennan. Oh, look at me. I move my hands and say shit and talk and call people out. You're dumb. You're dumb. Say it again. Say Stephen A. Smith brings it so I don't have to say you're dumb. And everyone with a little brain will be like, I didn't know Kevin Brennan was so fucking dumb. Say it again.
I liked it better when his Wi-Fi didn't work.
You're dumb. Tell me one thing show you watch because Stephen A. Smith is the commentator. You don't. You watch a talking head show. That's what I'm saying. No one is.
You're an idiot. You're stupid.
Okay, you win. You
Why?
said.
So people don't watch. People don't
I
watch.
didn't know he'd say it last.
People don't watch PTI for any reason. They don't.
I
Nobody
don't watch
watches
PT
any.
Who watches PTI anymore? Raise your hand.
Nobody. That's why, because they're watching Stephen A. Smith.
No one is watching Stephen A. Smith.
You want to bet?
He does have a following, Gino.
Okay, well, that's
You
fair.
might not like him.
Retract that statement. No one but he doesn't bring anything.
Yeah, he does. That's why they're paying him more money because he does bring it.
Okay, let me ask you. What's the last thing he brought that you repeated somewhere?
We're doing a quote show.
What?
This is a quote show. We have to quote people that people.
Well, anyone
people
that
have said.
I can quote people that I think are intelligent. And
I can quote Einstein, but that's not this show.
you're not. How do you then?
E equals MC squared.
Can explain to him what bring it means. Like what makes someone a good reporter then? He brings it. Are you an 8th grade girl? What does that mean? He brings it. ESPN pays him $1 million a year because he's the most fucking well-known black voice on the network. They fucking, I'll tell you who, you want to know who brings it? Fucking, Wilbon doesn't bring it anymore.
Yeah, they're mailing it in. They're mailing it in.
Jason Whitlock brings it. That's
Oh,
why.
shut up. You're an idiot.
Okay, you're
Peter Gammons brings it.
I never liked Peter Gammons. He's such
Is he
a
still
Boston
alive?
homer.
I don't know.
Peter Vesey brings it.
He brought it last week.
Yeah.
Brings it
So
hard.
Define brings it then, Kev.
He comes hard.
Something new.
You're bringing it right now, you
Come at you
clown.
hard,
You're bringing it
something new.
right fucking now, you stupid clown.
I'm bringing it Saturday
Stupid
night.
Delaware loving clown.
Jim Rome brings it. Rack 'em.
What happened at Dewey Beach? I'm hearing a lot of rumors.
Yeah, something's
Nothing
going on with
happening.
Dewey Beach. What happened there?
Ask Kevin Nabrowski. It went great. It was a great fucking show.
I guess you weren't there then.
I actually was there the whole time.
Were you bringing it?
I was bringing it.
Gino
even
even
this
brings it
episode.
when you're in a car with him. He brings it. Gino brings it the whole way down to South Jersey. He brings it.
I got a sound system in my car. You want me to bring it?
Gino's always bringing it. He goes, you
That's
got to
what Daddy
pick.
do.
He goes, you got to maybe up to the Upper East Side so we can go all the way around the whole island. And Gino, I mean, Chad, you get caught in the tornado or the hurricane?
No, that was all bullshit.
Oh yeah, it was like the vaccine, unnecessary, right?
It rained a lot. Big deal. They act like they're gonna flip over cars. I'll be underwater. Everyone's freaking out.
The subway stops are getting flooded yesterday. Gino, did you see that on the news or was that fake?
I saw that clip. Someone explained that woman. Look, I'm gross, but
Yeah, why is she walking into filthy, like waist deep water? Just go to another stop. I actually know that stop of 157th Street and Broadway because it's right at the bottom of two hills, and the water just all goes there. But the train's not even going to stop there. If the water's that deep, the train can't stop. So what the fuck is she doing? How dumb are these people?
Can't you get electrocuted on the water touching?
There's there's electricity and water. Like she had to get somewhere that fast.
I didn't understand. That was the most disgusting thing. One of the grossest things I've seen in 20 years up there.
I wish I had done it. I wish I had done it though, because it went fucking viral. I'd be holding up my Misery Loves Company T-shirt and all my merch.
I heard she was
As
a
I'm
Compound
walking-
Media
Company
subscriber.
floaties. You could get MLC floaties.
Yeah, I'm walking into waist deep water. Hey, look how dumb I am. Watch my show. I'm about to get electrocuted because I got to get this #1 train to the Uptown.
I mean, why would you go near that? Just say, I'll take the train. I'll walk.
Yeah, you just fucking walk and you tell people that, and then you show the video of the train, and then you go, I'm late. I'm running a little late. How about that? I mean, she was holding her bag so the bag wouldn't get wet. I was like, wow, these people are real dumb. I mean,
It was pretty gross.
yeah, it was filthy water. You know, there's rats down there and shit.
yeah.
And
Ugh.
anyway, good for her. She showed a lot of something, a lot of oomph. I would have hired her.
Bringing it.
She was literally bringing it. I would have. That lady was bringing it. She's bringing it Stephen A. Smith style.
That's how you get somewhere.
So disgusting. I don't get that.
I would hire in a minute. I'm like, this is your determination to get somewhere. I like this lady's fucking style. She's bringing it all day.
That's a nice lady you could settle down with, Gino.
Now I want to go back. Nobody brings it. Okay, I'm glad we got that. Nobody brings it. There's no announcer that is there any announcer? And I'm genuinely asking anyone where you go, oh, I gotta watch it. I love that guy. Like when I was a kid growing up, I loved listening. You know, Kevin, Phillies. Growing up, you loved listening to Harry Callis and Richie Ashburn. You did. You loved it. There's no one I look forward to anymore. Kruk, I've been listening to the Phillies.
Okay, but you're 50 and you're washed up. So yeah, if you were a kid, you can't go by how you are now and how you were as a kid. Listen, when I wake up, if there's a basketball game the day before, I'll go to YouTube and I'll go to First Take and I'll see if
Kevin,
they got any. I'll see if they got a hot take on something, because I want to see what they have to say. And a lot of times, I was just telling our guest last week, Peter Vesey, a lot of times they'll be going off on what's wrong with the fucking Milwaukee Bucks coach, and then the next day, the next game, the Milwaukee Bucks coach will implement what he just saw Stephen A. Smith bring to the network.
Yeah, Gino, Kevin just brought it.
No, Mosca's bringing it. I just realized he's wearing the In Hot Water headband. Thank you, buddy.
Yeah.
And a Starfucker T-shirt. Ken Mosca can't help himself. He had an Opie shirt on one time, and then the Kumia something right next to it. So
now let me ask
I mean,
you
talking
something.
about a
Fans
guy-
love it.
Talking about who tries to work both sides of the street. He's bringing it. He's bringing it. Like, you know what?
He's the
Are we
Dr.
calling
Fauci
this
of
episode Bringing
podcasting.
It? Let me ask you something. let me ask you something. There,
They're
Kevin.
walking all over Chad's good
Right.
line.
So wait, why am I washed up?
I don't know. I was just bringing it. I don't even know what I'm
Yeah.
saying. I'm saying you're washed up because you're 50.
Let him bring it.
When you're 50,
52.
nobody cares.
I'm
Nobody cares what you
52.
think. Nobody cares what you think when you're 50. That's why the networks don't care. Once you're over 49 years old, they don't care what you watched because they know you're so locked into whatever you're into
Oh yeah.
that you're never gonna change the commercials. They don't care because they know you're gonna buy the same car, the same kind of. They know you're never gonna change your mind. That's what I'm saying. You're washed up.
But here's why we're not, and this applies to me, you, and Chad, because
Don't include me with you and Chad.
well,
I'm a
too
winner.
bad.
I have a documentary
Okay.
that I sponsored.
Tell
I
you what,
actually paid the guy to make it for me.
Remind me to text you a picture tomorrow night around 11:30. Look, here's my point.
11:30.
Like people like me, you, and Chad were white males well over 30.
What about Ken?
What's that? He's out of
What Okay.
But white straight males, well over 30, let alone over 30. You know what? How we get work? We have to be funny. We don't get work because we're a tranny, because we're black, because we're multiracial, because we have some fucking, some weird fucking malady like fucking whatever Josh Blue had. Fucking, we have to be funny. And these other kids, once they're done with whatever their fucking anomaly is, by the way, Kate Willett is a fat fucking pig now.
Whoa.
She is. Kate
Oof,
Willett, about
that's bringing it.
pounds. Some woman that
Gino's
had a
bringing
beef
it.
with me.
You
She
brought
was
it.
on at the stand the other night.
Was that the lady from
God,
the lady from the Titanic?
No, that's Kate Winslet.
No.
Oh, well, she's fat too, right?
I don't think no. I think she's dead because Kate Willett ate her. But my point is, like, we've
Bringing
been
it.
working on being funny for decades. You get these kids that like they're a flash in the pan. They don't know what they are. Speaking of sports, I won't say who, but there's a kid that we used to be up for the same sports stuff, and he got it because he was like light skinned black, and then he's on fucking ESPN, and then ESPN cuts back, and then they're like, we don't need you anymore, and then he can't get a gig in sports, and suddenly he's on Facebook, fucking he's the new Kaepernick in a way. Suddenly he's got his hair all natty, and he's doing like BLM fucking rants. It's like, is this who you decided you were now that everyone's done with your fucking novelty? That's
Hey, who is it? What can he do to you? Who is it?
he's a friend of mine. I just feel bad that this happened to
Say
him.
his name.
Last name's Vesey.
Call back. Here's the new Netflix half hours.
There. Okay, Norman deserves it. I don't know who the winking guy is wearing headphones. You got the white trash. You got the uppity black chick. I don't know who the chick in the upper right is. Would you?
I think they're already out, aren't they?
No, they haven't recorded it.
Blacktress. Well, that tells you all you need to know there. Who's Melissa V? Oh, that's the chick from Saturday Night Live now.
She's really bad. I mean, I don't see her on Saturday Night Live, but I saw her stand up, and she brought up she had a notebook, and she was like bombing.
No, go down
It
more.
was weird. It was weird.
Who's Melissa V?
That's the girl from the
Yeah,
SNL.
that's the chick from SNL. All right, I've never
Yeah.
seen stand up, but who's the Dustin Slay? I've heard of.
I just followed her last night. Janelle J Comedy. What's her name? What's it say her name is?
Janelle James.
Ugh.
I have a
Anyway.
feeling she's funnier than the chick that goes by.
Ah!
Wait, go back to
Look,
see.
who's she looking at? Me or you, Kevin?
Let me see the breakdown. Who's the breakdown of the who's who?
Of her.
3 of color. And then they got the Southern guy. And then
They have one. They always have one guy one person to legitimize it. And I'm sorry, it's always a guy like Mike Norman. And I guarantee Norman goes first. Who was it the last time they did it? It was fucking. Oh no, I'm thinking of the what's her name? Adrian Appalucci crushed it. She was on the Degenerates or something.
oh please. Okay, I'm gonna get off now.
No, you did. Wow.
Why you don't
Okay.
think Adrian Appalucci's funny?
I'm getting off.
All right, bye.
Wow.
I'll tell you what Adrian Appalucci does, Kenny Mosca. She brings it.
Man, she looks it.
Kevin just left. He just quit.
Is he there? Is he
He doesn't
gone?
bring it.
Yeah, he's gone. He's fucking gone. Man, you really know how to get to him, Gino.
Good. I get his Patreon this month.
Look, here's the thing. Look, if you're gonna say an announcer brings it, then you're gonna be like, the one time he said this, I couldn't agree more. Like Jason Whitlock, I used to quote all the time, like, I get this guy. Tony Kornheiser used to say intelligent shit. Then they just got so fucking woke. If you're Colin Cowherd, I listen to. Colin Cowherd, like 90% of the stuff he says, I'm like, yup. And 10% of the shit he says, I'm like, no, I disagree. But he tells you why he thinks it. He has a segment every
He says that shit. Gino Coward will say that shit a lot of times just to get people all pissed off.
which is fine.
Yeah, no, that's fine. Yeah, that's fine. I still think Kornheiser brings it most of the time, not the way he used to. Wilbon, I don't honestly. I don't watch the show a lot, only a little bit. Wilbon is just terrible anymore.
But yeah, but there's like announcers say things, and you're like, yeah, I couldn't agree more. But Stephen A. Smith he waves his hand. Next thing you're gonna tell me Shannon Sharp and fucking who's the other fucking annoying?
Oh, I can't stand that
Skip
show.
Bayless.
Thank you.
Fucking
They
Skip
bring
Bayless.
it. No,
I
Talking
can't.
fucking
No.
heads.
I can't take those two. Both of
Yeah.
them. No, I'm with you. I agree with about 95% of the stuff you say. I really do. It's pretty much my thinking too. And I see what ESPN's doing. I mean, they're out woking themselves. They're destroying that whole network.
Yeah, it's unwatchable anymore. And that's what happened with that sports sheet. It's like I used to fucking call my brother laughing about the stuff. Like I used to joke, like I would write a dumb joke. I'm like, and then they send me a check at the end of the week. But with every other thing, I'm writing about, they're like, yeah, you can't say that. Why? Well, the networks want, and when I gave people shit, like when they tried to shut down the Big Ten and the Pac-12 because of a COVID study that said, athletes that get COVID have an increased risk of getting myocarditis. And then the next sentence is, which kills them, they say, which is an inflammation of the heart, so dumb people be like, that's a scary word. And then they don't tell you that in the same study it said, and this, I wrote about this, I'm like, that same study said people that get the common cold, the flu, pneumonia, and COVID have an increased chance of myocarditis. So they shut down the Big Ten and Pac-12. This is how they're ruining the country. And the parents of the kids are like, not everyone is fucking Trevor Lawrence. Not everyone, is Justin Fields. 95% of college athletes need to play out the season so people will see them and fucking they can move on. They train their whole life for it. And when you take their fucking, senior year from them, you're fucking them. So the parents said, show us that study. And then they said, oh, we can't. It got taken down because it was lies. So of course they played the season. And fast forward to a year later, what's going on? People getting the COVID vaccine are getting myocarditis more than people that get COVID. But they don't tell you that because I'm just some fucking crazy conspiracy theorist. And fucking then you put that and fucking people on Facebook go, you think the earth is flat? I don't. But you can think that while you vax up, you absolute cocksucking faggot. Where's Kevin? Oh, he's doing that. That's my fucking point. So here's my point.
Is that a gun?
What's that?
Is that a gun?
No. Why would I have a gun?
You have a fucking gun.
I do, but I don't play
The
baseball.
BB gun.
What are you, Steven Crowder?
I'm at my Aunt August farmhouse. When they cleaned up, they found this. It doesn't work.
Oh. No, I don't know one collegiate or professional athlete that died from COVID or had complications. Not one.
Dude, no athletes did. And they shut down the world. They shut down and no one gets it. And I love look, if you've watched In Hot Water the past year, like Ken Mosca, tell him I was right about everything. I was right about it a year ago.
Hey, Chad, Gino is right about everything.
I was right about, you don't believe me? Go back and watch the episode.
I don't disagree with you. I know it makes for interesting podcasts. If I had a counter.
By the way, I won the stupid contest with Kevin Brennan. Watch, he's not here. He's stupid. Drop the fucking juicy. How do you like that, motherfucker? He was in a mood today. What was he? As my mother would say, he woke up all twisted today. What was his problem? I'll tell you what his problem was. He knew he was wrong. Stephen A. Smith brings it. How's he bring it? He brings it. Does he? Does he? Or does he just act like a crazy, nifty son of a bitch? And people be like, oh, look at that. Look at that. They're natural born entertainers. And he's been doing it the longest. So as long as we like him, we like blacks. They don't.
By the way, I don't cut words out like Misery Loves Company does.
Oh.
I keep them in. I keep
That's
all
right.
words in. I don't play that. I don't understand why he's going down that road.
I love listening to Misery Loves Company. What was the other day? It's like, we got to cut that out. No, all of you yelled at once. We're not cutting that out, Kevin.
He thinks he's going to get demonetized or something. His channel's not even monetized. It's just like, what are you doing? No one's going to say, you can swear on YouTube. You can swear. I watch comedy specials. I just watched Django Unchained on YouTube the other day.
Yeah.
The full movie. You can swear.
Yeah. That was the original name for Stephen A. Smith's talk show.
Oh,
What? Did I what?
this is a family program.
I thought we didn't edit anything.
I told Gino, I told D you were going to be on today.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
You call her D. I always called her DD, but you shortened it. Fucking
Yeah.
fucking cousins down in Jersey partying, man.
I've known D for 20 years.
Yeah. Fucking they're good people. By
Yeah, D and
by the
Joe
way,
are good.
the
For real,
Olympics
they are.
this month or next month? Because I don't even care.
well, I know no one's going to be in attendance. Not
That's
one.
right. No fans.
Because of COVID.
Oh yeah. Oh, it's laughable. And this Sha'Carri Richardson thing, people are dumb. She literally said, "I fucked up," and everyone's like, "Oh, black people shouldn't go to the Olympics." And then by the way, took the Yahoo's. Here was today's moment where I said, "Thank God I don't do a sheet anymore." Because Yahoo Sports put out an article. The Olympics doesn't care about black people. It never did. I live in East Harlem, 104th and 1st. Come by if you ever want a bag of sliced mangoes. Come by if you ever want a Nike swoosh cut in your head. But I will sit outside jumping rope, tweeting it to piss fucking people off on the left. And fucking black and Spanish, we talk all the time. They want you to believe there's a race war. They want you to believe everyone hates blacks. We really like everyone. 2% of the world maybe feels that way. And that's what they want. They want everyone to believe it's 98%.
Tokyo Summer Olympics will be held July 23rd through August 8th.
You realize you had to look that up.
I
We had
did.
no idea. That's in literally, what's today, the 9th?
Yeah.
Well, I don't know what day this airs. That's 2 weeks from now.
It airs today.
Chad, breaking news on New York Post as Gino is ranting away. Honest to God, it came across my phone. The story behind Stephen A. Smith's $12 million deal.
Are you serious?
I'm
That's
not kidding you one
ESPN
bit.
going, hey, we're not racist. Look at how much we pay this black guy.
That's
You can't convince me otherwise. He does nothing but acts like he just says boring shit in a high-pitched tone. He brings it.
$12 million, man. The guy's banking. I mean, he made himself a niche. He made himself a thing.
Yeah.
Whether you like him or not. That's how I look
Something
at it.
that starts with an NI, he sure is. Look, he's got an NI market. Look, you couldn't remember we were kids. I said this to my niece 2 years ago. She was watching ESPN, and she was younger then. She was 15 maybe, and she goes, "Uncle Gino, how come you're not on ESPN?" And I said to her, "Because we used to think we wanted shit like that." And I said, "Danielle, how long do you think?" And she watches my football videos. I said, "Danielle, how long do you think Uncle Gino would be on ESPN before he said something that got him taken off ESPN?" And then she goes, and I'm biased, but I'm not exaggerating. I love my niece. She goes, "Why wouldn't you just say it?" She goes, "Why wouldn't you just not say it, Uncle Gino?" And I said, "It's your Uncle Gino, Danielle." And she's like, "Yeah, you can't be on ESPN, Uncle Gino. Let me tell you, he's a kept man for $12 million. You can say there isn't slavery anymore, but I'm telling you guys this. He fucking just sits there and fucking parrots the shit they want him to say. Because maybe he doesn't. Maybe he just says it all. But I don't want $12 million to do someone else's fucking bidding. This is the beauty of what we're doing right now, Chad. You said it a moment ago. You say whatever you want, and fucking whoever likes your shit, fucking I'm one of them, fucking comes out and listens to it. And that finds your fucking, that finds a platform and you get monetized there. Are you rich? No. Are you washed up? No. You're fucking so goddamn lucky to have fucking gotten in fucking 15, 20, 25 years of reps that, to quote the Artie Lang when he still had a nose, you have an act that doesn't fold. You're not these kids that are like, I guess I'm a cute chick, and now she's a fucking whale. Kate Willett is actually changing her name to Plate Fillet. Look, she just sat there.
With you holding that gun, you're like a plantation owner. Can you put the gun down?
Now, let me tell you.
Yeah. He's just missing the hat. Chad, he's just missing the hat.
Let's see if you guys know the joke. I use this gun for shooting cans. Tell him, Ken. Africans, Mexicans, Puerto Ricans. It's a very clever joke.
They do a lot of chat. They do a lot of writing on In Hot Water.
It's a lot of highbrow stuff. You've been on it. You get it. Someone call. I said before the show, because I try. I know we're all just gonna go on and be the idiots we are because we're boys. But I'm like, I reach out to Chad, like, do you talk football? What are you talking? He goes, last week Kevin Brennan bitched about Brian McCarthy for 45 minutes. I'm like, I fucking try, and I'll talk to you in an hour.
When we started this go ahead, Ken.
No, I was gonna say, Gino, when we had Vesey on last week, Chad says, have you ever heard of Brian P. McCarthy? And Vesey, he doesn't know, straight face. No, I never heard of him.
That's my favorite game now. Is I ask every guest, if they heard of Brian P. McCarthy, not one of them has heard of him. Not one. And he was always telling us how much of a big deal he was in LA. So every time we have an LA guest, I always ask, have you heard of him? They're like, no.
Your ears had to be burned a couple days ago, fucking Chad, because I'm talking about, the fucking co-host of fucking Misery Loves Company. I'm like, oh, he's so better than fucking McCarthy. I'm like, McCarthy would just sit there so he could get made fun of and eventually, tell a stupid fun. I'm like, Chad Zumach's the guy that every couple minutes just tries to keep it from hitting an iceberg. He fucking does. He'll go off on a 10-minute rant, fucking Kevin, and then you'll say something like, I see here on IMDb, you did a film in 1988. There you go. That'll fucking confuse Kevin long enough to try. Oh.
Yeah, I do. I got a bunch of little tricks for that show people don't realize. I have tons of tricks.
You shouldn't call them tricks. You should call them fucking trank darts, because that's how they stun him long enough to reset.
Yeah.
That's what I call them, fucking darts or tranks, because that's what you do. It's like, huh? Oh yeah, where was I? It's great.
When are you guys doing the Comedians of the Compound show in Cuyahoga Falls? I think it's fascinating you guys are going there.
I can tell you exactly when, because I finally bought my fucking airline tickets today. Five shows. Thursday, Friday, Saturday, August 19, 2021.
Oh, okay.
And I'm pretty pumped because, it's a commuter flight, direct flight fucking out of LaGuardia, which is right near my place. So life is easy.
Look at you. You're living the life. Someone's winning. No,
Yeah.
But I'm fascinated to see Anthony Cumia in that shithole. It's just because I've done more sets in that club than anybody in the world. And I can't picture Anthony Cumia in that room. It just,
oh, trust me. He's been doing great. So yeah, that would make sense. It's a smaller venue, which is why we're doing 5 shows. But look, I'm not fucking stupid. Chad, they're all home games. You know what I mean? And I'm the first to admit it. Like, he gets to go up. We put him in between wherever he wants. The crowd loves it. One of the best things that we realized is that, like, and total props to Aaron Berg, because he runs all these. Like, one time fucking he's missed 2 shows now. He was on the thing and he missed it. And when we first started, of course he was the draw. He's still a huge draw. But it's such a big thing now. When he doesn't show up, people aren't pissed. They're not like, oh, you fucking liars, And it's never a big show that you have to do. But look, he gets it. He goes on stage to a hot crowd. They love him. And he just does what he was doing on radio. It was great. But like, as for me, I'm realizing, like, in the post-COVID world, like, for us, filthy unvaccinated people, like, there's so many clubs you can't do. And I'm kind of over it. Like, I just know I have to get spots now in the city because I have to go up in front of people that aren't going to laugh at every single thing I say. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That aren't fucking padded stats. So yeah, I'm doing one fucking, I'm at Stand Up New York Saturday night, late night, because it's a produced show. I'm at some place called 12 Monkeys on fucking Monday that our good friend Sheba Mason books. But now it's like it used to be. If this was 3 years ago, I'd be losing my mind. I'd be like, why am I not past these clubs? But now I'm lucky. I'd be like, look, you give me 1-2 spots a week, I can keep the reps. You know what I mean? I can write new stuff. I can, I'm not going to stress out. And I'm very lucky to have gotten to that place. And I guess my point is that it's like, that's why, we're lucky. You got to the point where you're like, look, I'm just moving to fucking Florida where I can get on stage any night I want without worrying with this horse shit. We're lucky enough to not be these people that are fucking, products of this fucking engine of horse shit now. We're like, well, I guess they don't need me anymore to be the cute, woke, straight white chick. So now what do? I eat my fucking feelings, and then suddenly what's another one? Her weight kills it. I'll think of, give me a few more minutes. But at any rate, it feels good to fucking have been right about that. I say the shit I want to say on stage. I say this all the time. It wasn't like after I moved up to New York in 2001, it wasn't like in 2005, I went home and said, that's it. I'm going to say whatever the fuck I want to say and make them come to me. I walked away from the industry, and I say that, make sure you understand. I'm not saying they were clutching at my legs saying, don't go. They wanted nothing to do with me.
Yeah.
So I went home and I at some point I basically said, I'm just going to tell the jokes I want to tell and see what happens. And then the world fucking suddenly it gets monetized and there's other platforms and you can do all this other shit. And suddenly you don't need any of that shit.
I'm on the same page, dude. Like
I know.
That LA, my last stint in LA opened my eyes so much that I said, okay, this is a new world. I'm saying whatever the fuck I want. And at first there's a little pushback, but eventually you're fine.
Yeah. You don't go around it. You go through it.
Yeah.
So how long, again, obviously I'm not a comic. How long can you guys
Us
do
neither.
that? How
Go
long
on.
can you take that? Uh, how long can you take that approach? And you look at Kevin's approach. He does certain things like quitting in the early stages of a podcast here, but arguably Kevin is one of the best touring comics that are out there right now, because I've seen
Agreed.
a lot of them over the years. He's got one of the best podcasts going when he hangs around long enough to where you
I
can
love it.
enjoy it. But but that's Kevin. That's been Kevin for a long time. So Chad is a lot younger than us, and Gino's a lot younger than me and Kevin.
Not a
But
lot.
so what's your end game? Chad and I have had this conversation before. What's your end game? Chad was ahead of the curve by going down south, and by all accounts, he brought world championships with him, because all those fucking teams win world championships now.
Yeah, we won.
But Gino,
Yeah.
what's your end game now?
Ready for this?
Gino?
I realize-
If you're going to take this approach,
This is my end game. I go into the studio. My end game, and I realize now, I'm back home. There's a reason I'm back in my childhood home's across the street. I can see it. And I grew up in a household where my mother was a teacher when you could still be a teacher. She would fucking wake up every day, go to work singing, come home singing. About 6-7 months ago, maybe less, I walked into the studio, because I always do. I always walk in a good mood. I'm fucking singing some of my chick music, and one of the interns, Louie, goes, "You always walk into work singing." And I realized I'd become my mother, and that is my end game. I don't want to work like this. I can honestly say there has not been a moment since I lost that job, and you saw it live, that I was like, God, because by the end, I was only doing it for the money. The first 6 years,
you were thanking them. You were thanking them for firing you.
Yeah, I thanked them for the opportunity, but I'm too lazy. Even though I talk a big game, I was doing it for the money. Even though I said I would never do that, and the universe went like this: "You're done. You're done. You don't realize." And I realize now that's my end game, to just create. I'm not trying to just fuck. Like, I'm supposed to write a book next. And I don't mean like War and Peace, and I don't mean Are You There, God? It's Me, Margaret. I just mean something, because the thing I kept saying at the end, like, it's just always moving on to the next thing. And let me tell you, say what you want, but in hot water, it's one of the greatest things I've ever been a part of. And it's just four of us, me, Aaron, of course, and Brad, I almost said because of Garrett and Steve, just trying to crack each other up, and it got a following. And by the end of the sheet, I was saying there were nights, and I'm sleeping so much better. Because think about it, Chad, you get it. We're comics. We're used to do whatever we want. I would have to do a sheet 5 nights a week, Sunday night through Thursday night.
Oh, when I was staying with you, you're always banging away at the keyboard. Yeah, I remember.
But I always, I'd be at clubs doing it. And don't get me wrong, there were nights by the end, I'm like, you have to do your sheet. And I'd be lying on the couch, and I'd be like, it's got to get done. And once I opened the laptop, I was doing it, and I was loving it. But now when I lie on the couch to watch bad TV, I fall asleep. I'm sleeping better. And by the end, all I kept saying, and this is tying into the end game, it's like every night I open the laptop and I just start writing, and it gets done, and it's fun, and I create, and it's like there's no reason. I've been getting paid to practice writing for 6.5 years now. I need to write a book of some sort. That's the next thing. I don't know what, and when I do, I guarantee I'd be amazed. It's not going to be fucking a New York Times. Well, it could be the way it's done, the metrics of it now, but it's just going to be silliness. It's going to be like my act. I wanted to say I'm either saying really dumb stuff in the most brilliant way, or really brilliant in the dumbest way. And that's what I want the book to be.
But Gene, so right now you got In Hot Water. Gum Fridays is a lot of fun. But the end game, because the Kumia network is not always going to be there. And who knows what the future is if and when he does move to South Carolina.
Let me do this, because this is what I've been doing with COVID, because I'm tired of people saying fucking, follow the science. No, follow your common sense. Let me say something about COVID that will take one sentence to answer that question. Not a single person that is asymptomatic or reinfected with COVID has given it to someone and that person died. That's simple science, okay? Let me ask you this, Ken, and Chad, of course. Okay, fucking talk about staying ahead of the curve like Chad. Everyone's like, Anthony should have never gone behind a paywall. Yes, he should have. We were ahead of the curve on free speech, okay? Anthony fucking started out doing it in Long Island, and Keith the Cop said, look, guests don't want to drive to Long Island. If you want to get better guests and more guests, get a studio in Manhattan. He's like, you're right. He did. For that reason. Wasn't some part of a big game plan. Then he said, all right, well, as long as you got the studio, let's make some money on it. Fucking add podcast, rent it out. He did. Fucking he brings in me and Aaron. And Aaron suddenly starts doing fucking Comedians of the Compound, which fucking, we were in fucking Austin 2 months ago. Fucking, whatchamacallit, fucking I go up, Aaron goes, the crowd's great. It's a home game. Fucking the boss goes up, they go nuts. And I look at Aaron Berg and I say, you gave him his life back, Aaron. You gave Cumia his life back. He didn't realize how much he missed the live appearances. Okay. So now that's where Cumia sits, about to get out of fucking New York for no other reason than it's got nothing to do. All you stupid fucking people that Ken is representing, it's got nothing to do with this thing he's created. It's got everything to do with the shithole de Blasio has created. Chad, remind me to bring up the hot.
Absolutely.
So
Yeah.
So you think he's got some plan, but he doesn't, other than get the fuck out of this shithole. So let me ask you this. As he's leaving the shithole, do you think he'll look back at that studio where he's created this incredible free speech network and say, you know what? I'm just going to sell it or let it go to shit, even though it runs itself. Even though I accomplished all this, now that I'm moving to South Carolina, where it can still run itself, I'm going to let it go to hell? One, I'd be amazed. So that's one. Two, we have a little Patreon thing as well called Gum Friday, which we started a couple years ago. And if anything ever happened to the studio, God forbid, we would probably either rent it, buy it, or just do our own show somewhere else on Patreon, and fucking like people would follow us. They'd follow Cumia, they'd follow us, but it's and you know what? If that didn't work, then I was supposed to do something else. Look, I am the most, Chad, you'll both attest to this, okay? And this is why I go nuts. My energy is amazing. I'm not trying to fucking sell you on it. I'm realizing it as I get older and I don't become Kevin fucking Brennan, and I meet more and more people through In Hot Water. And remember, Chad, people would always be like, Gino's always on. No, I'm not. I'm always like this, okay? I'm always fucking upbeat, all right? So let me tell you something. Fucking whatever I'm supposed to do, my energy will pull in, okay? Here's a fucking true story from yesterday. Yesterday, I'm here, and me and my cousin, Big Eugene, I'm little Eugene, we're reminiscing about how we lost, you know, my father, then my mother, then my uncle, then my Aunt Olga, fucking over the course of like, well, Aunt Olga just died, but over the course of fucking like 5 years, we lost Dad, Mom, and my Uncle Frank, okay? And there was a family doctor, and I don't remember because I was going nuts, this Mennonite guy who lives right down the street. His name is Dr. Lamar Seibel, okay? And I'm just remembering that he's just old school, you know? Like he's a fucking physician. When you walk into his office, he's got religious verses. It says, I don't have malpractice insurance. Put your faith in God, not in men. But just old school, makes house calls. He was so incredible, you know, that I took it for granted when I was like filled with self-pity, losing all these people. And I said to Eugene yesterday, I said, I wonder whatever happened. He was like, I don't even know if he's still alive. 3 hours ago, me and Huge are driving down Garden Road, where I live. We pull out of our driveway, we make a left. We're driving to grab lunch. We go past the side of the road. There's an old man bent over in front of the Mennonite church, just doing some yard work. And Eugene goes, I think that's Dr. Seibel. I was like, turn this fucking truck around. It was him. We hadn't seen him in 15 years. He's 85. He just retired like a year ago. And I walked up, I'm like, you have no idea who I am. He's like, you look like someone I should know. Because I said yesterday, I said, I need to fucking go by and thank him. I said this yesterday. It's out of my mind. Fucking, I drew him in. That is the energy that I fucking believe in. You can't convince me otherwise. So what's my fucking, what is it, goal? This. Wake up every day with gratitude. Gratitude gets more gratitude. And you can't convince me otherwise. You can't. And let me tell you, look at me. Let me tell you, if you think I'm lying, you sons of bitches, maybe we have a little talk.
Hey, Chad, after all that, I'm half hard.
Yeah. It's called a semi. But I mean it like if you're doing what you love, it cannot help but draw on the shit. And I'm not trying to sell your Dianetics book. You just can't convince me otherwise. And if you believe the opposite, I will not try and stop you. Any more than, any more than, oh, I got the vaccine. Good. My niece got the vaccine. I didn't want her to, but I didn't tell her not to. You think I'm going to tell some dumb cunt that I don't give a fuck about not to get it? Do what you want. It's not a real gun.
The BB gun.
We'll rack Gino on that hot
Let me
take.
tell you something. All right. Go get Kevin. You go get Kevin. Not
This
you.
has been a, I don't know. How would you describe this episode? It's all over the fucking place.
You dumb. Should we badmouth Brian McCarthy? Look, sports. Well, I went to I've been in New York. This is my 20th year. First year ever. Fucking on In Hot Water, we get this competitive eater on. His name is George Chigger. I said Chigger. Nicest guy in the world. We had him on a little over a year ago, and then he comes on. And he's like, "Hey, I'm in the Nathan's contest last year." We're like, "Well, come on, the show before vacation, and promote it." He does. So he comes back this year and gets me tickets. Fucking, it's at a stadium. It's at fucking the stadium the Cyclones play at. Right near 10,000, 15,000 people. You know who comes out? Did you see this? And Ryan Long was there. I was hanging out with him and some other peeps on the show. You know who comes out? He talks about it on his podcast with fucking Danny. You know who comes out before fucking in front of the stadium? Fucking Governor de Blasio. Excuse me, Blasio. He's wearing a hot dog hat. He's holding the belt, and the entire stadium boos him. Like, how dumb do they think? Do they think it's like Mr. Burns in one of the early episodes when he says to Smithers, "Every Johnny Lunch Pail and Susie Homemaker will worship me." I mean, we're gonna look at him, Chad, and go like, "Well, I know you ruined New York, but you like hot dogs, and I like hot dogs, so I guess it's okay that a guy's shooting crack in front of my fucking workplace." What do they all think you're dumb, and a lot of people fucking are. And it was so fun because after all the cops are smiling, afterwards you go to the cop, like, "Hey, thanks for not stopping me when we were booing your buddy." He's like, "Yeah, no problem."
That's the best.
It's
Oh my
just,
God.
Ron DeSantos 2024. Gino, what do you guys want to plug? We're up against it, like they say in radio.
are we up against it?
Up against it. I gotta go and do a bunch of shit.
Listen,
July
to the
22nd. July 22nd is my show down here. My boy Mark Riccadonna, Molly
I'm
Kornfeld,
gonna see Mark Riccadonna
Patty
tonight.
Rossborough.
Ken, I'm
I
going
know
to see.
you are.
I'm gonna go
I
do
know, Mark told
Where are you
me.
going to see Riccadonna?
He's at Snappers, 20 minutes from my house. I'm going down to.
Text me a picture of you and Riccadonna. I fucking love him. July 22nd? What day is that?
That's a Thursday down here at Seaview. I was trying to get Kevin Brennan to come down and do a guest spot, but I guess
He's hard enough to get
that's
5
a
minutes.
no.
He's hard enough to get him to do 5 minutes on a podcast.
Yeah, right. And
Fuck, I don't
shout
think
out
I'm in
to
town
Silk
that
City
day.
Hot. One of my sponsors, Chad, is Silk City Hot Sauce, Jeff Levine.
Jeff
Shout out.
Levine. Shout out.
Shout out to Jeff. Yep.
Got my hot sauce over there.
Chad sauce when I get, this is my move. When I get taco mix from my local, I use Chad sauce. When I get wings from my place, Bartolino Pizza, they've always done this. They always serve them dry with the sauce on the side. So I don't have to change a thing. And I put Kevin Dabrowski's hot sauce on it. And I put Berg's. I'm not kidding. My 3 favorite sauces are fucking Chad's, Berg's, and fucking Dabrowski's. I'm not kidding.
They got there's a new recipe too. He put some more flavors in it. Makes it, it's a
What's
little
his
bit.
name's just a little bland. I love bigger staff, but his Chipotle's a little bland. Not gonna lie to you.
Use the promo code ZUMOC, get 15% off your order, and he'll throw out another 3 bottle of something else.
Ooh.
Gino, stop in if you're in Vineland. Go on in. We'll have some fun.
Well, we got
And I'm going on tour. I'm going on a golf tour the week of July 26th, Chad. It might mess up my Fort Myers plans. Rich Voss wants to hit some of the golf courses down here for the week of July 26th. So I may be going on tour. And who's that? 6th?
Yeah, that's like that. This is the life I have now. Like I used to go to Chad. I used to go to LA for a week or 2 at a time. We've had 2 vacations in the past like 6 weeks. Vacations, like I don't want to go to LA in that shithole. I'm gonna take my cat to Aunt August farmhouse and let her chase bugs. And you love it, don't you, baby?
And rats.
Good job. She's like, you're an idiot, Dad. I love her.
All right. Well, I'm going to go ahead and plug this right now. I'll be at, speaking of South Carolina, I'm in Myrtle Beach at the Comedy Zone, 15th through the 18th, headlining. And then on this, I just announced this on July 28th, I'm headlining the Comedy Zone at Port Charlotte. So get that. And at the end of the month, I'll be with Jim Florentine at the Fort Myers Laugh-In Comedy Cafe in Fort Myers, the 30th, 31st, 4 shows. Come on out, rock them out. Let's get all you fucking in hot water dweebs out there.
I will be
Or those
actually
other
next,
cucks.
ready for this? A week from, when's this come out? Next Saturday,
Today.
17th, which is my mother and my brother and my cousin Steven's birthday. I don't mean to brag, but I'll be in a parking lot, in a mall parking lot. It's actually a big gig. It's Comedians of the Compound at the East Brunswick. It's Uncle Vinny's, but he does an outdoor
Yeah, familiar.
outdoor theater at fucking in East Brunswick, and it's me, Anthony, Chrissy Mayer, fucking Don Jameson, and of course Aaron Burr, the inimitable Aaron Burr.
And the black kids hosting.
I don't think Bay is. I'm tired of Bay bringing me up doing the same thing he's been doing for 30 years, saying Gino does the same act. You're a fucking idiot.
All right, guys. Well, I think this was fun. Thanks for doing it, Gino. Thanks, Ken. Thanks to our special guest,
You
Kevin
got it.
Brennan.
Good to see you, Gino.
I love you, buddy. Let's go golfing soon. Give Dee Dee a smooch for me.
Leave
I
a
will. Let me know
5-star
when you're
review.
ready.
5-star review on the iTunes, bitches. That's